make sure, click on banners. Okay. All right. Thank you for logging in. Well, no one has come in as yet, but I know that they'll be popping in soon. Did you forward it to you? All right, use my phone because see Papa on my phone. Just that. All right, use my phone because see Papa on my phone. Okay, that's that. Hello. Thank you for logging on. No, I'm gonna have an echo. Yeah. I'm gonna have an echo, so you have to go that way. All right, close the door. Thank you for logging in, and please to let us know where you are logging in from in the chat. We'll be happy to see where you are joining us from. So please remember to put that in the chat where you're joining us from. Thank you so much for joining us. Thank you so much. We are happy to have you on this afternoon. Thank you, Kenisha. You want to tell us where you're logging in from? Good evening, good evening. And good afternoon from some places, and good morning from some places. Please let us know where you are logging in from. I know the time zone. Hi, welcome. Is it Swerny or Swery? Thank you. Watching from Cameroon. Happy to have you. Thank you. Joining us from Jamaica. We're happy to have you on. Cameroon, we're happy to have you on. This afternoon will be a very, very interesting one with our dear Dr. Britton. And I'm sure that she has a lot. She's well experienced and she has a lot to share with us. A lot of encouragement, a lot of what she has been through and her success story. So make sure to send the link out to your friends so that they can join us as well. Thank you guys for joining us. And remember to send and let your friends know. We're just giving ourselves just a few more minutes and then Thank you for joining us. I'm seeing my people logging on. And please remember to give us a shout out and tell us where you are joining us from. We are happy, we're excited to have you. Hey, Hannah, how are you doing? Thank you for joining us this afternoon. Thank you, thank you, thank you, guys. This afternoon promises to be one that is very, very excited, filled with knowledgeable experience and things that Dr. Britton will be sharing with us this afternoon. So remember to tell your friends that we are on. And please put in the chat where you are watching us from this afternoon. We would love to know where you are logging on from. So please let us know. I'm seeing my friend from Jamaica. I'm seeing my friend from the Cameroon. And I'm seeing my friend from where else? Please let us know. We want to know where you are joining us from this afternoon. In another 2 minutes, we will be going right into what we have planned for you this afternoon. And before we begin, I just want to say a word of prayer. Father, we just want to thank you for this afternoon. Thank you for this live. Thank you, Lord God, for what you're going to do, how you're going to use our sister or friend, oh God, to just minister to people who are listening, how you're going to use her to share her story, God, so that those who are listening can learn from it, Lord. I pray that you just touch everything that we'll do right now. In Jesus' name I pray. Amen.
Amen.
All right. And so thank you for joining us. I know some people will log on later on, some people will watch the video after. And so right at this time, I want to go into what we have planned for you. And we are coming to you live, and this is sponsored by Step Consultancy. And we are a recruiting agency. We recruit international teachers and we place them in classrooms all over the United States. And if you are hearing us and you know of school districts that need teachers, please reach out to us. We are here, we have teachers, and we can place teachers. We are a registered recruiting agency. Thank you, thank you, thank you so much. And I'm going to go right into it at this time, and I'm going to ask Dr. Britton to tell us. Welcome, Dr. Britton. Come on, guys, put it in the
Thank
chat.
you.
Welcome her, put it in the chat. And I am going to ask Dr. Britton at this time to tell us a little bit about herself.
All right. So just a little.
For now,
So
for now.
for now.
Yes.
So I've been an educator. First of all, let me say thank you for having me, Miss Simone, on your platform today to share with your following. Guys, thanks for having me. And I hope that you will learn something from today's live. So, I've been an educator for over 2 decades. I've taught in Jamaica, and I am currently teaching in the United States. I taught in South Carolina for like 6 years, and now I'm in a new state where I've been there for 3 years, going for. So, I have three beautiful kids. I love doing what I do, but I think it's time for a change. So I really am looking for some new changes to come. Well, I've gotten an opportunity for some changes, and I'm excited for what's to come next. But basically, that's just a little tidbit of me. I'm from Jamaica. You should have known from my accent. And yes, I've been an educator for over 2 decades. We will talk more about me as soon as, Miss Simone gets into the questioning segment of the live.
All right, guys, you see what I'm talking about? She has some things coming up, and I know that she is somebody who is a go-getter, strong person, a loving person, caring person, and means a lot in how she help people. So we are certainly will be hearing a lot more from her, and what she's up to these days. So I'm going to ask her that later on because we want to know. She give us a sneak bit of what she's up to these days. Okay. All right, guys. I'm going to ask her this question. And remember, don't forget to put in the chat if you have any question for Dr. Britton, please, or myself. Just put it in the chat. Okay. Um, who or what was your inspiration in becoming a teacher? Who or
I
what?
would I would say what? I would say what? Because initially, the teaching profession was nowhere near my mind growing up. I did not envision myself, I did not see myself as a teacher. So, I've always, from I was a little girl growing up, I've always wanted to become an air hostess. And I keep saying that up to today because I don't know, that was something that was just really my passion. I just think if I become an air hostess, I could travel the world, I could get to meet a lot of people. And so that was my passion. That's what I wanted to do. But what inspired me to become a teacher was what I could afford. That's what I could
Right.
afford, and that was to attend teachers college. So actually, after high school, I did, I went to NYS, National Youth Service.
Mm-hmm.
Again, for National Youth Service, I wanted to sign up to go to the hotel industry program that they had, but when I was signing up, that program was already in process. They already started that, and they were not going to have a next one until the following summer. But what
Okay.
they were taking registration for was for teaching, for teachers. And I said, I don't want to be a teacher. I don't want to be a teacher, but I did not want to wait an entire year before I started doing something after high school. And so I said, okay, I'm going to go, but I'm not going because I want to be a teacher. I'm just going because I'm not going to be wasting any time. And at the same time, I can learn something. So I went to NYS, I did the teaching program. And after that, I was placed at a school as a teaching assistant. And I was like, oh, you know what? I applied to UTech to do what I really wanted to do. It was so expensive. I could not afford it. And I heard that teachers, going to teachers college is way cheaper, which I later found out it was way cheaper. So that is my what. It was cheaper to attend teachers college. And so I went and I got my teaching diploma. And here I am, 20 years later, still teaching.
Wow. 20 years. So do you have any
Yes.
regrets becoming a teacher?
No, no regrets. I still do think I should pursue, but I'm thinking, no, you're too old for that. That's out of your league right now. But that little girl in me still wants to experience that side, side of um the work, the work experience of working with people in the hotel industry, the air hostess, things like that.
So there's something inside of you that's still telling you that
Yes.
you need to go try out that field. Okay.
Yes.
Well, if it was your dream, baby, just go right ahead and do it. Don't stop.
I'm
Go
too
ahead
old. I
and
think
do
I'm
it.
too old now for that.
Okay, okay. Guys, don't forget to share with your friends so that they can log on. And we are excited to have you on. And please let us know where you are joining us from. When you look back, Dr. Britton, on your early years of teaching and compare them to now, what are some of the changes you are seeing taking place? Tell me some of the positives and the negatives. What are some of the things that are the changes that are taking place right now?
Well, a lot of things have changed in education from where I started back in Jamaica. One of the main thing is that in Jamaica, our parents, they are for education. And should I say, most of our parents are for, the majority are for
Mhm.
education. And so with that, it's kind of easier to get to the students because, they know they are sent to school for a specific reason, which is to learn. So they don't come to school to waste time, waste their time or teachers' time. And even if they do, and you reach out to the parents, it's a
Mhm.
quick fix. That's one of the biggest change in today's society. I'm not sure about what's happening in Jamaica now. I'm assuming it's the
Mhm.
same, but not all countries um, embrace education as we do in Jamaica. And so, I say that I make the comparison to Jamaica to say that here in the US it's not that way. It's not where teachers parents are like, yes, this is my main reason and I want my child to learn, and please, whatever it is, let me know and I'll get on my no. The parents want to get on the teacher, not on the child. Even if the child is in the wrong, they want to fix it, they want to turn it. So it be that their child is in the right, the teacher's in the wrong. We're gonna get the teacher. So that's a
Mhm.
big change.
Right.
Everybody's
Mhm.
trying to get the teacher. The teacher is always at fault. So that's a big change. Um, Other things I've seen changing, I know specifically here in the US, they're very big on their kids with special needs. So
Right.
definitely that's a plus. Um,
Mhm.
Gone are the days where students with special needs had to stay home because they did not have the resources for them and things like that. They are the forefront now, and they know their rights. They know that they should be catered to, and so I see more and more school districts are ensuring that children with special needs are getting what they need. Hopefully, it's the same back home, or if we're not even not there fully, we are working towards getting there. But those are some of the changes I've seen since, in the classroom setting. Hey, Miss Beach.
Yes, I'm seeing Miss Beecher giving you a shout out right here that she follows you anywhere you go. And that is that is something good. I love that.
Yes,
I love that. Well, thank you so much. Yes, we have really seen some changes. And guys, I wanted
yes.
to put it in the chat. Are you seeing any changes that you can speak about that you have noticed? Just let us know in the
Oh,
chat.
and one other thing is this. I was reading an article yesterday from the Jamaica Observer where they were saying so many vacancies were posted in the Sunday Gleaner or somewhere for teachers and talking about the teachers shortage in Jamaica. And they mentioned, they gave the teachers an increase in their salary, but the teachers are still leaving. But this change is not just for Jamaica and it's not just for the US. All
Yes,
over,
the
teachers are
global.
just moving, they're migrating, they're moving from one place to the next, seeking a better way of life. And I think it's because teachers are being underpaid. And it doesn't matter if you're an American, Americans are leaving America also to go to different countries to teach because the salary is not good. Now, as a Jamaican coming from Jamaica to the US, you may say the salary is awesome or the salary is all that when it's not, because a dollar is just a dollar here in the US. It's just because as
Mhm.
a Jamaican, when you send it back home, you see a better, or should I say you see more than what you would get if you were in Jamaica, but it's really not more. So that's another change. Teachers are continuously moving from one place to the next. And so we're always going to be having teacher shortages in the different countries. Only for countries who are treating their teachers top tier, those areas may not see teacher shortages, but other countries like the third world countries, Jamaica, USA, always need teachers. That's a big change. That's something that we're grappling with like every day.
Yes, and I have realized that as well. And even since the pandemic, it got worse. And
Worse.
so, for
Yes.
something is happening where people are leaving out of teaching really and
For
finding other
several
jobs.
reasons.
So there are many factors that is
Yes.
contributing to that why people are leaving. teaching. All right, can you share some of the things that you loved about teaching in Jamaica? I want to bring this in because whilst we moved from Jamaica to the United States to teach, there are some things that we loved about teaching in Jamaica. Can you share some of those things to our viewers right now?
There are several things that I loved while teaching in Jamaica. All right, let me go. So there are several things that I loved while teaching in Jamaica. First and foremost, I loved my colleagues. I loved the rapport we had. When I
Mhm.
was teaching in Jamaica, I actually taught at a school that I was a student at. So I attended St. Anne's Primary as a student, and I went back to teach at St. Anne's Primary um, during my pre-service, or you call it, that's before you complete your teaching diploma. What we call that before?
Teaching
What we call it
practice.
before
What?
you get your teaching diploma.
Oh, is it teaching practice or something
No,
service?
in Jamaica, you could teach before you get your diploma. So you weren't fully,
Oh,
a teacher, pre
uh,
something, right?
yeah.
So I love the fact that, I was working in an environment with teachers I was familiar with, and even the ones I weren't familiar with, we had a good rapport.
Mhm.
As teachers, we work together, and that was something I really loved about teaching back home in Jamaica. Here in the US, I'm going to say my first school that I taught in South Carolina, it was similar where everybody knew everybody and we spoke to each other with a good rapport. But some schools here, there are so many teachers and you don't know half of the staff. And
Wow.
so it's just like, hey, good morning, good evening, and that's it. You don't know half the people on the staff. So I love that we were close in my school. I'm sure there's schools in Jamaica where the staff is also big and not everybody knows everybody. I
Mhm.
love that. I love the fact that parents, and I'm going to say again, majority of the parents, they had a purpose for sending their children to school. And so
Mhm.
they worked with you as you work with their children. All right.
Right, right,
Pre-trained.
right.
Thank you, Hannah. Pre-trained
Appreciate.
teacher.
Yeah.
Yes, yes.
I just could
Um,
not remember it.
yes. I love that the fact that we had parents supporting their children and were willing to work with the teachers. What other things? I love the fact, I'm not sure if I'm gonna say that if this is gonna be something positive or negative, but I love the fact that I did not have to watch my students at recess time or lunchtime. I did not need to sit with them to eat. I did not need to watch them at recess. I, that's just me. I don't know if it's a positive or negative, but that's not me. And we still did not have all the incidents we have when I was back in Jamaica. We did not have all those incidents, even though those kids were not, assigned someone to be sitting there watching them for recess and for lunch duty. Okay. I love the flexibility. I think professional development, I must admit we did have some good PDs back in my school that I was. I was in an inner city school, and so they try to ensure that these children get catered to, not as much as we would want, or should I say as much PD as we'd want, but I think they did the best that they could with what they had, with whatever
Mhm.
resources they had. So, yeah, I did enjoy my years in Jamaica, I must say. That's
Man,
the bottom line.
I did enjoy myself as well. And that you touch on,
Yes,
girl, that's a positive right there. I used to love when what was it? Recess time. We call it recess.
lunchtime.
And lunchtime. So when recess come on lunchtime and they say they pray for lunch and they gone outside to eat and play. I would sit and I
Yes,
would get up. I used to love that time back home teaching. And
yes, and the
so
teachers could get to rap.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Going to that
Hmm.
staff room and things like that. But
And look, let me. let me put this in there because I cannot forget this. I don't know if any teacher from St. Anne's when I was there is watching this video, but we had a little group of young teachers there. I don't know. You wouldn't know this song, Miss Simone, because you're a Christian. But
Okay, okay, thank you.
don't feel like the teacher is not practicing the dances too, because I remember when Broke It Down come out, Dana, Dana, you must know that. And you don't want to see the teachers practicing to dance the song in lunchtime and after school. You understand what I'm saying? So
Mhm.
those are memorable years I will forever remember, teaching in Jamaica. We took time to get to know each other as colleagues, and we were not just teaching and just working there and going on. We took the time to know each other, and I like that back in Jamaica. I don't get that feeling like, I think it's just, hey, good morning, good night, bye. They really don't care about building that relationship outside of school. That's my opinion.
And I want you to put it in the chat, guys. Things that you used to, that you enjoyed doing while you were teaching in Jamaica. Let us know what you think about this question as well. So because I know we used to have at the end of the school year, I would look forward to that trip that we would go on. Well, because St. Richard's Primary School is one of those kind of rich schools. So at the end of the school year, I feel like bragging right here a little bit. At the end
Yes,
of the school year, we would go off to Ocho Rios or Montego Bay, some hotel.
yes,
Yeah, and enjoy
yes,
ourselves. I used to love that about
yes, yes.
teaching
And
people.
our school is not rich. Our school was not the St. Richards. We were St. Annie's, but we would go on our trip every summer as well,
Yes.
right? And Christmas, we would have our Christmas dinner. And Teachers' Day, we
Hmm.
would be dismissing half day, and the teachers are going out for lunch or being catered to. I have not seen that since I've been here. And when I
Hmm.
share this with colleagues here, they're like, what? Teachers' Day? School dismissed? I'm like, yes. Almost every school in Jamaica, the schools dismiss at half day and the
Uh-huh.
teachers are treated. And to add to that, parents would come in on Teachers' Day and take over that first morning session, like, assist the teacher with whatever they needed to, offset some of the stress on Teachers' Day.
Hmm.
Teachers felt appreciated on Teachers' Day. Yes.
Hmm. Wow. I saw somebody put in the chat to say that Miss England says, my school here in the US does a lot of social events. Congratulations to you. And I am
Yes.
happy. And Donna says, at my school here, a lot of my coworkers are good friends as well. I love my colleagues so much. Very good. Yeah,
And miss
so yeah.
and she misses the 8 months vacation leave with pay.
Right.
Only in Jamaica, Donna.
Only in Jamaica you still get your pay when you go on
Right.
those long leave.
And just to touch on what Donna said about our colleagues here, they are good friends, and I can backtrack to my time in South Carolina, as I mentioned earlier. When I came to South Carolina, it felt similar to my school back in Jamaica.
Mm,
We knew everyone, everybody was friend, we spoke. But then you move to a new school where the population is greater, the staff is bigger, and
mhm,
then poof. So I guess it has to do with the size of the school and also the school's culture.
yeah.
Because
Mhm,
it can be a big school and you still feel that sense of family.
mhm.
So it has to do with the school's culture and a lot other things. Yes.
Yes, so true. Somebody say I miss teachers' day trips. Wow. Yeah, I forgot all, I remember all those things and I love those
Yes.
back home and we would go on trips and you know, even when we take the children on trips, we as teachers used to enjoy ourselves as well. So that's something
Mm-hmm.
that we miss about Jamaica. I've had some very good friends here in my district that I taught in for what 6 years or yeah 6 years.
Yes.
So I've had some very, very good friends there. All right. Now, if you were the Minister of Education, what would you do differently to show the teachers that you appreciate and support their hard work for our nation's children? And my reason for asking that question, and you brought it up earlier about what was in the newspaper. So I'm
Yes.
saying if they are doing things that will support the teachers, would the teachers still believe in? So that is why I'm asking that question. What would you do differently?
I'm just gonna give you one simple answer to that, and I'm not even gonna elaborate on it. But if I were, or if I was the prime minister, what I would do is to ensure that my teachers are well paid. Now, well paid meaning I'm gonna make it fair across the board. We see the ministers, we see the cabinet board getting their salary increase, and it looks good, so they're well paid and they recognize their job. If I were the prime minister, I would make sure my teachers are recognized, they're well paid, and they're comfortable. The teachers, they have a voice, and I would listen to what they have to say and take what they have to say into consideration when I do my budget. Because teachers, I don't think are really in it. They are considered, but they're not really in it. They're just going to give whatever is left over to the teachers. So I'm going to make sure my teachers are satisfied with what they're taking home, knowing that without a teacher there would not be a lawyer, a doctor, those ministers that they, or even the prime minister. So teachers, to me, they're the most important ones, and they should be comfortable with their salary. That's what I would do. I don't know. Somebody else can put in the chat what they would do if they were the prime minister.
Yeah. Good. Put it in a chat, somebody. What would you do if you were the prime minister or the minister of education to keep the teachers there in Jamaica? And do you think the teachers are being paid, um, comfortably or getting a good pay in Jamaica? Let us know what you think. Somebody
Yes.
said, well paid. Same what other people with same qualifications getting, so should teachers as well. I believe our teachers need to be better paid because when chicken is 300 and something dollars a pound, I mean, you have to be getting. And when your light bill is what? When I hear some money, I'm like, that
Right.
can be real for your electric bill. So people need to be well paid. Thank you so much for that contribution, Dr. Britt.
Mm-hmm.
Um, my next question is, and remember, guys, to put your question in the chat. If you have any question to ask Dr. Britton, please put it in the chat. We are here to answer your questions. You can ask her or you can ask me. She's the expert. Please ask any question that you'd want to ask. Now that we finished talking about Jamaica, you are here teaching in the United States. What
Yes.
motivated you to come to the United States to teach?
Money.
You all heard her?
Money.
You heard her?
Money.
You never paused.
Money. Money. Without you even finishing the question, money. Because look at this. I did my diploma in Jamaica, moved on to my degree, and then I wanted to do my master's. No, we know we're not paid enough to study. So I had to be studying full time, and to pay my school fee for my master, I had to get a loan. No, the master's ended, and now I'm left with this loan. And every month I have to be paying it. Plus, I had other responsibilities. And then what's left after the loan and my other monthly expenses, it was just not making it. In plain Jamaican term, the maths was not maxing. And so, as I said earlier, yes, as Jamaicans, we leave Jamaica to come to the US because we say the money is more when it's not more. But you can do, live within your means and take care of some of the bills that you would have had back home. So that was my motivation. I had to, think of a way how I could make some money to get rid of these loans and take care of all these expenses that I have. and then see what's next for me. So definitely money was my motivator. And yes, after coming here, like within the first 2 years, I could finish, I don't want to exaggerate, say 2 to 3 years, I could finish paying off that loan that I took to complete my master's in Jamaica. And I look back and I say, what if I was still in Jamaica? How long would I take to pay that loan?
5, 6, 7 years.
Right. So that was it.
Well, guys, you heard it from the doctor. It was the money. And I want you to put it in the chat. If that's your motivation, why you are here, I want you to put it in the chat. And now, Kenisha said, I'm currently going off on my 4 months vacation leave in September. She seemed like she's very excited about that, going
Yes,
on her leave. All
you
right.
don't get that in America.
Congratulations, baby. And enjoy it. Make sure you enjoy that 4 months leave.
Yes,
Yeah, guys, for most of us, money is the motivation. That's the motivating factor why we are here. And thanks be to God, Dr. Britton, congratulations. You were able to pay off that loan in what, 2, 3 years, 2.5
yes,
years. Thank you. And if anybody else, you have that experience as well, let us know because that's what we're about. We are here to encourage, to motivate our fellow brothers and sisters. Um, what, when you started your journey to teach overseas, did you have any doubts about your decision? If yes, what were they and how did you handle them? Did you have any doubt?
no, I did not have any doubts because I had a goal. So, definitely, if you plan to, move from your home country to teach in whichever country, doesn't even have to be USA, wherever, you need to have a goal. And once you have that goal and you know the purpose of moving to work in a different country, you should ask yourself, how much is how much is this going to benefit me? Because if you don't have a goal and you just take up yourself and go, whatever comes your way, you're gonna give up and say, you know what, I'm going home because you don't have something to go back to say, this is the reason why I'm here and I'm not going to leave until, or I'm working on this goal day after day or week by week until I achieve my goal. So I did not have any regrets. Yes, I was kind of scared in the beginning because you're going in a new environment, you don't know what to expect. We always hear when we were back home in Jamaica that the kids in the US, they are different. You cannot touch them, you cannot say anything to them. So you're kind of timid, not knowing what to expect in the beginning, but eventually learn along the way what is expected and you get a gist of how is it you're going to operate in the classroom. So no regrets for me.
Okay, good. Um, Hannah says, I wanted a change of environment, a new beginning. And guys, remember to put it in the chat. Why you wanted to come here in the United States? What was your factor? And so, my next question to you, Dr. Britton, is what challenges did you face while teaching here in Jamaica, and what challenges are you facing now while teaching here in the USA? We want to have a comparison of, because I'm trying to make sure that persons who are watching or listening to us or who will watch the video, because I've gotten a lot of comments and people texting, calling to say they have watched it. They weren't able to log in because of the time difference, but they were able to go back and
Rewatch.
watch the video. So I want you to tell us what were some of the challenges you faced then? What are some of the challenges you face now?
I would not, or should I say, I cannot think off the top of my head, challenges teaching back in Jamaica. Even if there were challenges, they might not have been anything to be, stuck out in my mind right now to say, oh, this. I think I had a fairly good teaching experience back in Jamaica.
Mm-hmm.
What I would say is normal.
Mm-hmm.
I would say it's normal. There's nothing sticking out to say, what. No. But I can talk about challenges here, things that stick out in my mind, where a parent, cussed me out in the cafeteria in front of the other students. That's a challenge. Like, that's traumatization. Yes. I can think of other instances where I just came. Another big challenge was I had an instructional coach. I really enjoyed her way of doing things, but I just think it was just too much. And especially for a new teacher, like every week you would want to, you know, introduce a new strategy, and you want the strategy to be tested in class every week. So you did not get a chance to learn and practice a specific strategy before you are asked to move to a different strategy. So that was definitely challenging. It made you feel like, oh, so why do they think they need to tell me every week how to teach, what to teach, and be on you, like in your classroom, making sure you're doing it how they want it to be done. In Jamaica, you are allowed to be creative, with whatever materials or resources or, the curriculum, you are allowed to be creative, but they're telling you this is how we want it to be done. And if they come and they don't see it being done that way, it's an issue. So those are some of the challenges I faced.
Mm.
I also faced challenges when I was transitioning from one school district to the next with my H-1B visa being denied, which that did get corrected after a while because it was because of a simple mistake on the HR department. It was their fault, basically. They just left off a simple signature, which caused it to be denied. That was another challenge. So I can, off the top of my head, think about challenges since I've been here, but I cannot think of any challenge. I'm not saying there weren't any, but I cannot think of any that's like sticking out to me right now.
Okay, thank you so much for sharing. I heard you say something about your H1B being denied or your J1 being denied. Which one did you say got denied?
H1B.
Your H1B. Can you share a little bit more about that? Was it when you were transitioning to the third year, or what was it?
Oh, so I started with the first school district in South Carolina. I was on H1B for 1 year. Um, I think that H1B was only for 1 year also, but I did not want to stay with that school district. And so I had applied and I got a job in a different
Another.
state. I got
Mm.
a job in a different state. They were new, not fairly 100% new to the filing processes, but the HR, the person who was in charge of the HR department, she was new. So, for example, the person that was there before, she knew what to do. She had left, she had resigned. So there's a new HR person in office. And so when I got hired, and not only that, they got a new lawyer as well. They
Oh.
got a new lawyer to do the H-1B application. They did not specialize in H-1B. They specialize in staff, like staffing and stuff like that. If a staff have a complaint, that was the type of lawyers that they used. It wasn't somebody that was specializing in H-1B and applying for H-1B. So the law firm was new, the HR department, that lady was new in the department. And so when they applied for my transfer, because what we were doing was transferring from that one school to the next, she left off one signature, but it was a very important signature. It was a very important signature and it was not signed. And so USCIS did not ask for any additional evidence. They did not send an RFE. They just automatically denied it because if you are the HR and you are offering somebody a job, but you did not sign this line, which is so critical,
Mhm,
that means
mhm.
you cannot, allow the individual to work with you because you're not going to allow them to do or follow the rules of, you know, USCIS. And so they denied.
Mm.
However, I'm quick to say they realized before they realized, I asked the lawyer, can you send me a copy of, what you sent to USCIS. And I went through the different pages, every single page. And I'm like, but there's a signature missing here. Because before the letter came that it's denied, you can check the status online and it says it's denied and the letter is going to be coming. But before the letter came, I was anxious to know why it was denied. And I went through the different pages and I'm like, but this says signature. Why is there no signature there? It's blank. So I reached out to another lawyer that's specialized in H-1Bs and
Mhm.
EB-3s, the different EB
Right.
visas.
Hmm.
My visa got denied, and here is what the lawyer sent in. And he basically start cussing like, "Huh, this lawyer don't know what he or she's doing because even if you send the paper to the HR, you need to go over it before you submit it to USCIS.
Right, right,
So
right.
the signature was missing. The HR didn't sign it. The lawyer did not double check the forms to see and just submitted it without it. So what they did was to ask USCIS to reopen the case. They reopened it, and that was in September. And I think by November it was approved.
Wow, good.
Yeah.
Congratulations for what took place then. Well, I want you to put in the chat, guys. Remember, the doctor is in the house, and any question that you have and you would like answered, please to ask her the questions. Please don't forget to ask her. Mrs. England says, I'm here because I needed a change of environment and, of course, wanting a better life.
Let
Um,
me add let me add something to that, Miss Simone. I
yes.
did not I did not end up going with that company because while that denied came, I started looking for jobs. So I'm like, you know what? I'm not even doing this. And I got a job in the same time. So at one point I had two H-1B visas for two different schools.
Oh, I'm glad to hear
Because
that. So, okay.
yeah. So I know people ask sometimes like can two different companies petition for your H-1B? It can be done. But if it's two full-time job, you'll have to show how you're gonna work that out. So what they had to do after I decided, because after it got approved, and they were like, "Are you gonna still come with us?" And I said, "No, I already took up a job offer with another school district, and they also filed for my H-1B." What they did was they went back to USCIS and asked them to maybe cancel that one.
Oh, okay. I'm seeing a question here. Carol, educator, says, did you go home when the H1B was denied?
No, I did not go home initially when my H-1B got denied. I was still here because they told me they were going to reopen the case. And so I could stay while they reopened the case. And I could have stayed since they were reopening the case and wait. But because I had applied to a different school district and this new school district, the lawyer was saying, okay, since that got denied and we're going to be doing a new one, I want you. This is no rule by USCIS or nobody. This is how I work. Because, every lawyer has their own
Yes.
unique way of doing things. He's
Mm-hmm.
like, this is what I want you to do. I want you to go back home to get the visa stamped in your book. And I am assuming after a while I was wondering maybe he was doing that because he might have known that the one they asked to reopen might have gotten approved. So he wants me to get, the H-1B visa stamp for this new school district. And then I don't know, maybe more tied to them because I have the visa stamped in my book to work with that school district. So I did,
Oh,
not because the first school district said I had to, because that second school, the lawyer said, this is what I want you to do. And so I did. And I got that H-1B visa stamped in my book. And I got the first one, I got the approval notice, but I did not, go to work for them.
okay. I'm glad you mentioned that because I know of a case right now where somebody they have a H1B with another school, but they want to leave that school. So they have like probably like 3 years H1B work permit with that school, but they want to change that school to another school. So another school is applying for their visa, their H1B. So is that okay?
Yeah. Another school, what they can do, they can either apply to transfer the H1B from the school that she or he is at, or they can
Mhm.
just apply for a new H1B. Because they
Okay.
were thinking to do either of the two because remember, I started off with an H1B when I decided I was going to leave my first school to go to the second one, which got denied. Okay, so they can either apply to get it transferred, or some might just say it's easier to just apply for a new one, but it can be done.
Okay.
And
Tanisha has
someone in the chat says it is okay. I recently did that.
okay, good. Thank you, Miss Nelson. Asnet Nelson. Hope I'm pronouncing your name correct. Thank you. I'm seeing Tanisha ask, as a J1 teacher, can you apply directly to a school that offers H1B?
Yes.
Okay. All
But
right.
definitely, Miss Spence, definitely if you have a 212E rule on your visa, you'd have to get a waiver, or you have to satisfy that 212 rule E, the 212E rule before, they put that application in for H1B.
So she just can't apply like that. She would need to have something called a waiver or go back home
Right.
to satisfy. And then when you go back home, my understanding is that it's 2 years before you can come back. Okay,
Yes.
all right, got you. Did we answer your question? Are you satisfied with the answer that we gave you? All right, let me move on to the next question. What advice would you give to a teacher who is planning to start this journey? Because you know that we have, just like what you said earlier, there are so many teachers who are leaving Jamaica. And it's not only Jamaica people, let me tell you this.
All over.
Let me tell you this, people. We are a new company, 2 years in existence. The amount of emails, job applications that we have from other countries. Don't even talk about the African countries. The amount, India, I mean, all over the world, we have
Word.
applications for seeking jobs. So I'm telling you guys, when you get a job, when you are placed, give God thanks because it is a blessing. Because there are many, many people. I have application. Well, let me not say I, but we have applications for so many people. Sometimes I scratch my head. I say, Lord, how am I going to work this out? Because I know that people have needs. You know what I mean? So just give God thanks. So, what advice, Dr. Britton, would you give to a teacher who is planning to start this journey?
So if a teacher is planning to start simple and straight again, they first need to be flexible. They need to be open-minded, and they need to be ready and willing to adjust to the new changes or the culture or the climate of their new school. And I say flexible, adjustable, and willing to adjust because it's going to be different. It's not going to be what you're used to. And if you're not somebody who, accept changes readily, you might not be so successful. So definitely come with an open mind, be flexible, and ready to adapt to different things that's happening around you.
That's for real. You have to be flexible when plan to come to the United States to teach because yeah, it's different from teaching back home, whichever country. And I'm not just
Yeah.
saying Jamaica, whichever country you are coming from, because I have friends who are Philippines. They came from the Philippines to teach, and they would talk about how different it is as well. So please bear in mind it's going to be different, culture different, everything is different. But again, Dr. Britton said something that stuck with me. She had a plan. She knew what she was about, what she wanted. And because of that, it doesn't matter what had happened, she stuck to it because she knew what she wanted. Okay? As Nelson said, for those who are desirous of coming, my advice is to work to show thyself approved. This is funny, but it's true. Stay
So I
out
mixed up.
of mix up. Be coachable and try to adapt without critiquing their way of life. And it is a fact, guys. I'm telling you, if you don't see and blind, hear and deaf, stay out of, you know what you come here for. And Dr. Britton, I'm going to let you add to it some more as well. You know what you come here about. You have your goal, stick to it.
Yeah.
You know,
Um, Educated people, they need to be ready to feel like they have never taught before. And I think every teacher who move to a new country feels that way. I don't think that's new. I don't think that's unique. I think that's a part of it. I think that's a part of being an international teacher.
yeah. Um, I
Yes,
I thought for how many years in Jamaica when I came, I was like, my God, these people
yes,
think I don't know what I'm doing. But you better
yes,
say it in the throat. Don't be saying it out there, right? All right. So
yes, yes,
yes,
yes.
Donna says yes. Even after 17 years of teaching in JA and being a senior teacher, I still felt like it was my first day in the classroom. So true. They need to be ready to feel like they have never taught before. So true. Thank you guys for your comment, your text, and keep putting things in the chat so that we can answer. And my final question to Dr. Britton, I'm not sure if it's a question, but what is Dr. Britton up to these days? Huh? Please tell us what you are doing and how you are helping others. How can they reach you for help or the products that you offer? What are you up to these days, Dr. Britton?
So first of all, let me tell you what I'm up to these days. I know Donna, Carol might know. I'm renovating my trailer. That's what I am up to these days. And I know Jamaicans, Jamaicans don't like hearing nothing about trailer, because I know for sure when I first came here, me and a Jamaican, I didn't know her from before. When we first came here, I know when we heard that people are living in a trailer, we all said trailer, people live in a trailer, something can go so. But we have come to realize that living in a trailer, a big deal, especially in this country area where I live. Okay, don't run to the people on them trailer, them love them trailer because it's more affordable. Because it's more affordable. We find a lot of people living in trailers in the south where I'm staying in South Carolina, and I'm sure other places. So what I've been up to since lately, as you asked, I've been renovating my camper. For those who have been following, it's going well. It's very tiresome, but I'm enjoying it. And I was telling Miss Simone earlier that that when you call me today, I was doing upholstery work on my chairs. Okay. All right. So that's what I'm up to. So those who want to know more about that, you can check that out on TikTok, JT Lock, so you can see what's happening. Now, you say I'm to tell you also how people can reach me and how I can help. Now, as you would have seen on the screen, I'm the founder of Supremacy Connect. Now, Supremacy was found, I don't know how many of you are, or should I say, are aware of my first video that I put out here on YouTube. That first video, I was home one day and I said, a lot of teachers back home, they usually reach out to me to ask how they can get a job here in the US. And I used to be, telling them over and over every time somebody reached out over and over what to do. And so it came to my mind, I need to create a video that's going to tell them how to get a job in the US. And so I sat and I started working on the video. I talk about, the requirements. I start, giving them some examples of, places to look and things like that. And I had a YouTube channel, which is my current YouTube channel. For those who are not aware, Kicking with Dr. Britton. You can check out my YouTube channel as a lot of informative information on how to get a teaching job in the United States. And so when I sat down and I did that first video and I placed it, the channel was first created for my family because the channel was called Kicking with the Brittons. It wasn't Dr. Britton, Kicking with the Brittons. And we had all of the family videos and stuff like that. But for some reason, I said I'm going to do this video to share with people how to get a teaching job in the US. And that video did well. And I was so surprised I could not find a lot of people sharing this information on YouTube or on Facebook. And so many people gravitated to this video. So I'm like, okay, it seems that people really need this information. And so I started to share. Even when I came on my YouTube channel, I spoke about the waiver, how to get a J1 waiver. People reached out to me and asked me, how can you share that on YouTube? Aren't you scared that you're going to get in trouble? I'm like, get in trouble for what? Applying for a waiver is not illegal, because I don't know if they think it was illegal, or is it that they don't know, they don't want people to know what's happening. But I'm like, getting or applying for a waiver, it's not illegal. The program sponsors may make you believe it's illegal, but it's not, right? And so I started sharing videos, and a lot of people learned a lot from the channel. Now that continued, and then my visa got denied. And I did share that also, that my visa got denied on my YouTube channel. And then I'm like, you know what? A lot of people reach out to me to get information on to as to what to do, where to look, stuff like that. And so Supremacy Connect was created with that in mind. A lot of people, they needed the information, but they did not know what to do. And so the birth of Supremacy Connect. Now through Supremacy Connect, you can sign up for a consultation to get information on how to start your journey from the beginning all the way to the end. I also partner with J1 sponsors. If I don't know if anybody on the platform would have been there when I was in Jamaica with a specific program sponsor. We went for a recruitment drive. And so it's just been going on. Like, if you need the information, Kicking with Dr. Britton, check out my YouTube channel. If you need that one-on-one consultation, and let me backtrack. If you go on my YouTube channel, everything on there is free. A lot of good information, free. A lot of people have gotten a teaching job from just watching my YouTube channel. But then there are teachers who need that person, that one-on-one guidance, someone to walk them through the process step by step. Then Supremacy Connect, you go there, you sign up for your consultation, and you can get someone to work with you step by step throughout the process until you get a job, right? So that's it. And I can put that in the comment section for those who are here. You can check out the website, supremacyconnect.com. Did I answer the question?
Yes, yes. Anything else that you're up to these days, don't feel afraid. Just let us know. Once it is something that you want us to know, where people, as I've said, where people can reach out to you. And I'm glad that you have made mention of how people can reach you. Put it in the chat, so that they can follow you on your YouTube channel if they are not following you as yet, and also your website. And that's what we are here for, and we are here to support each other. We're Jamaicans, and I believe in supporting each other in whatever way we can. That's what we are about.
Also, let me add to this. I don't know. I know people here. I know Donna and Carol has supported the t-shirt business. I do create t-shirts for international teachers. I started off with the international teachers rock, and my latest design was the global educator. That one, a lot of people really like that. I wanted to wear one of those t-shirts today, but I did not get a chance to, print it, because I know school is going to be reopening soon, and I'm We did do the Global Educator in the winter time, so those were on the Woody. And I'm thinking now school is going to reopen in August. We need global educator on t-shirts because we can wear our t-shirts on Friday. Yes, Donna, the t-shirts are nice. So definitely if you're an international educator, you want something to represent your country. I have printed shirts also for Filipinos, put their flags on it. I've printed shirts for several different teachers from different countries who are international educators. If you want to represent on a Friday, show off that you're an international educator, you definitely need to get one of these shirts to wear to school, especially since we're going back in August. We can start working on the short sleeve t-shirts. Am I forgetting anything? I don't think so. But
So did you
definitely
bring?
Kicking with Dr. Britton. That's my YouTube channel. I'm also on IG and I'm also on TikTok. And you can find a lot of information on there that can help you in your teaching journey.
Good. Thank you so much, Dr. Britton. And you never brought any t-shirt to hold up and show us this time, eh? All right, but we will
I have
reach out to
t-shirts, but they can see the t-shirts are on my
your
page. So
website.
they will see it if they go on my page, whether they go on IG or YouTube. And they can also reach out to me. You can send me a message on IG or on Facebook Messenger.
Okay, good, good, good. You hear that, everybody? So make sure that you reach out to her, purchase your t-shirt or whatever help that you may need. Thank you so much, Dr. Britton. It was my pleasure having you this afternoon. And guys, just to let you know, this is sponsored by Step Consultancy, and we are here to help you as well. We are a recruiting agency, LLC registered, and so we are here to help you. And if you are working in any school district and you know that they may need teachers, you can call us, reach out to us, and we will. We have lots of teachers, as I've said, resumes who have signed up with us, and they are waiting to be placed. We are on Instagram, we are on Facebook, and we are also on YouTube. Guys, we are here. And if you have a story that you want to share with us one afternoon, please let me know. Please send me an email at info at step by step consultancy. I'm putting it in the chat so you can send us an email if you need to get on this platform. Okay. All right, guys, it was my pleasure. Thank you so much for joining us this afternoon. I'm looking forward to seeing you next week. Remember to tell your friend and share our link when we post it. God bless you. Enjoy yourself again. Thank you. Come on, put something in the chat for Dr. Britton. She did an excellent job, and I have learned a whole lot from her as well. Thank you guys for logging on. I appreciate you and I thank you. And for now, we are going to say goodbye for now. We are 8 minutes over our time. Thank you for the blessings. Thank you, everybody. And we are saying goodbye for now from our live. Bye. And I'll see you next week. Same
Bye.
time. Thank you so much. Thank you. Bye, guys. We'll
Thank
see
you,
you next
Hannah.
week.
Thank you, Carol.
Thank you so much. Great videos. Dr. Britton, great job, guys. Thank you. Bye, guys. Thank you, blessing ladies. Thank you for the blessing, everybody. Thank you.